Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to the Citizen channel as we look back at a good night. It's only half time, as we know, and as we all say, it's only half job, only half done, but we look back at a good night in Paris last night as we look back at the Champions League semi-final at the Parc des Princes, Paris, 8 p.m, 28th of April. Paris Saint-Germain 1, Manchester City 2. So we'll have that, won't we? So we'll have our little match analysis. We'll get through these quickly today. A lot to get through today. Our quirky stats, of course. Conclusions we can make from the game for P.S.G and ourselves. Obviously, more importantly, looking forward to next week, obviously. But it's one game at a time, isn't it? We're on to Palace next. But hey, that'll come, won't it? We'll have a look at that. But please, if you're new to this channel, push that subscribe button. See all my City stuff on there. Check that and push that notification button as well if you like to know my vlogs are coming out. City Pass, City Present, City Quizzes, City Book Clubs, loads of different stuff on City. So if you've not joined me yet, please do so. And there's a live show every Monday night as well on City as well. So please join me for that as well from 5 p.m. UK time. And you'll see some stuff on my film and TV channel as well. I like movies and TV, etc. So if you've any interest in that, have a flit across there, or someone you might know might be interested, please point them in my direction. I'll be very grateful. But it's football today, and if you need any friends or followers on Twitter or Facebook, or you just started off and you want some, please look at the links on screen. And I do check every 2 or 3 days and follow and friend everyone back. And I post loads of stuff, serious, funny, not so serious, happy, whatever on there on a regular basis, Facebook and Twitter. So please join me on there as well. All comments very welcome about this game or about City in general, whichever you want to do today. If you can't tune in on a Monday night with me, just leave your comments below or on any of my City vlogs. And please, if you can't give us a comment, just give us a little thumbs up. It's nice to get views, but it's nice to get thumbs up as well. Right, on to the match last night. Yeah, all German officials, obviously. I did warn the lads not to mention the war or anything like that, so hopefully they didn't. I think, having said that, I have no idea about it. We'll talk about the referee after, but strange referees in Europe at the moment, I must admit. I mean, strange. I wouldn't say they're worse than ours. I just think they're very stranger than ours. But there you go. Referee was Felix Berich. Assistants Marc, Borsch, Stefan Lupp. There is Linos on VAR. We had Marco Fritz. So we had Fritz the cat there, didn't we? And Felix the cat, the referee. Noticed that. Assistant VAR, we got Bastian Dankert. And fourth official was Daniel Siebert. City starting lineup. Yeah, 4 changes to the Spurs game. Almost. I was so close, wasn't I? But let's have a look at the team. Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Stones, Cancelo, Rodrigo, Gundogan, KDB, Bernardo, Foden and Mahrez. And obviously the coach load on the bench. Stefan, Trafford, Aki, Sterling, Jesus, Aguero, Zinchenko, Laporte, Torres, Mendy, Fernandinho and Garcia. I got 10, yeah, so that's not bad, was it? I got 10 right in my predicted team. Obviously, I had Laporte in there for Cancelo, but yeah, probably one of the weaker players on the night, Cancelo, wasn't it? So perhaps Laporte could have done a better job, or certainly the guy who did come on eventually probably would have done a better job, wouldn't he? He's getting praised this morning, a certain Mr. Zinchenko, obviously. Pre-match social media talk, yeah, it wasn't too much. Everyone was quite happy. Just Stephen McInerney commented, was never overly asked between Laporte, Stones or Cancelo, Zinchenko. Any combination along with the rest of that 11 and I'd have been happy. So yeah, not far out. I think we're all pretty much, I know I got 10 right, but I think a lot of people got most right last night. I don't think there's any big surprises with that team, to be honest with you. That's probably, my thought, it probably was his strongest team. As I said, if you confirm Zinchenko from Cancelo and Laporte in that sort of role there, apart from that, it sort of picked itself more or less, didn't it? I mean, there's no way Sterling or Aguero were going to ever play in that game. Right, the match summation stats. We've got Phil Bannage's goal information, and I've used him for the red card incident as well. So my thanks, Phil. I'll dip into you as and when we do this. First 45 minutes, yeah, 2 minutes. Rodri, yeah, okay, he was okay. I mean, he had another funny game, didn't he? Loses it. This is within 2 minutes. PSG break, but obviously it's a nice pick-up for Ederson from a sort of weakish Neymar shot. So we got away with that one. That was an early warning, wasn't it? And PSG did start very, very well. 30 minutes, PSG looking lively, bring out a good save again from Ederson, but it was actually offside. He tipped it over the bar. I think someone was offside in the build-up. 15 minutes, we go over to Phil, don't we? 15 minutes in, shocking. But it's you know, that Piccadilly radio thing. It's a goal, or oh no, this is an oh no, isn't it? I'll have to make my own jingle, won't I, for it. Over to Phil on 15 minutes anyway. It wasn't the quality of PSG's much vaunted front three that gave them the lead in the 15th minute, but very well executed set piece. Florenzi had a shot blocked by Stones, and Mbappe's shot was deflected over in one breathless move as PSG turned up the heat. Marquinhos glanced at Maria's corner home. The ball was whipped in hard by Di Maria. He did some great crosses last night. Oh, sorry, my voice is still a bit dodgy from Wembley. And over Diaz at the near post. Marquinhos ran away from Gundogan and behind Diaz to glance in an unstoppable header past Edison. Yeah, I don't think there's any blame on Edison. Perhaps he could have come, but I don't think he had any chance of coming through the crowd of players, to be honest with you. 21 minutes, Bernardo had no chance. That's 1-0 down, but back. Thanks, Phil. Bernardo had no chance and no right to connect, did he, with that long ball from, I think it was a Cancelo diagonal ball. I have no idea how he got to that, and he nearly scored. The goalie did sort of scrambled it away, didn't he? But fantastic by Bernardo. How he got to that long diagonal, I have no idea. And to get a shot on target, fantastic. But that's the sort of game he had, wasn't it, Bernardo, last night? Never give anything up, did he? 28 minutes, another PSG corner, a header just wide. Yeah, I think he beat Diaz at the front post, didn't he? And he just went wide. So we were looking a bit suspect from free kicks and corners, weren't we? Let's be honest about it. Good delivery, though. Good delivery every time. 31 minutes, Cancelo, but for a late lunge on Mbappe, yeah, no split second earlier or later, he could have been off. Very dodgy to do that. He did it 2 or 3 times afterwards as well when he got his foot to the ball, but he was treading a very fine line there, wasn't he, Cancelo? 32 minutes and Navas' poor pass lets City in. This is not Jesus Navas, this is their goalie Navas. I was a bit confused as to who was who at sometimes, whether it was Jesus Navas in goal. Yeah, a poor pass lets City in, but yeah, panicky, but PSG managed to just clear the lines on that one. 41 minutes, appeals for a penalty as a PSG attack, but nothing untoward adjudged by the referee and VAR. So yeah, it was a ball came across, and I think the PSG defender had his boot very high, but obviously I think Bernardo might have been in the middle, but obviously the ref and VAR sort of, despite the high boot, sort of cleared it, and it was all carried on regardless. 42 minutes, the best chance of the half for City. Walker does well, and Bernardo plays it nicely across for Foden, but his shot is too near Navas. I mean, I expected him to bury that into the bottom corner, to be honest with you, so a little bit disappointed. He put plenty of weight on it, but it was just too close to the goalkeeper, unfortunately. So 1-0 at half time. A little summation. PSG well deserved of the lead. Not sure what City can improve with as far as team I meant, rather than bringing on subs. We can be sharper and quicker and harder on the press, but PSG set up really well to defend and then launch their own attack. So we need some magic, grit and luck. I put out there. We did get the luck as well, didn't we? As well, a bit of magic and a bit of grit in that second half. Yeah, on to 56 minutes, on to the second half, and Mbappe forced wide. His cross just missed by Verratti. Wants it in the middle. Literally nearly got a toe to it. That would have been a disaster, wouldn't it? 2-0. But we got away with that one. And then more or less after that, it was City sort of coming to the fore, wasn't it? 61 minutes, we had that, of course, spectacular side scissor kick by KDB that was just over the bar. And on 64 minutes, we go over to Phil for happy news this time. It's a goal! Yeah, a corner was worked back from the right to Foden, 25 yards out, and he squared the ball. Then Zinchenko teed up De Bruyne, whose brilliant angled high ball eluded Stones, and Navas had it dropped just inside the far post to make it 1-1. Cue celebrations. It didn't matter, it was a cross. City had a crucial away goal. Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic cross. As I say, a lot of blame on the keeper. A lot of people putting blame on the keeper. I just thought it was such a great ball and people were going for it. It's very hard as a keeper sometimes to judge those, so I won't be too harsh on him. City continued to create and PSG began to look down. They certainly did. 71 minutes when we're back to Phil again. It's a goal. Yeah, PSG were getting increasingly agitated. It cost them when City took the lead in the 71st minute. Paredes was booked for a hack at Foden, and free kicks positioning was perfect. 25 yards out from goal. It was almost too good to be true. De Bruyne and Mahrez stood over it, but the Algerian convinced the City skipper that he should have a go. Mahrez's free kick went through the wall and inside the left-hand post. Navas had no chance. Oh yes, what a dramatic moment. Cue Bedlam. It didn't matter, it wasn't the best free kick. Instead of standing firm and providing a barrier, the two men on the left side of the wall had both half turned away, leaving a gap for the fiercely struck to penetrate, and that proved decisive. It was a deserved goal for Mahrez, who, though subdued as an attacker in the first half, never stopped working for the team and made 2 important tackles in his own half. 74 minutes, Neymar tells Diaz to get up after fouling him. I did laugh at that. How Neymar has got the nerve to actually do that, to just gesture to anyone to get up after someone has been legitimately fouled is unbelievable, the amount of crawling and diving he does. I mean, a few people are saying how they don't like that. I can't stand Neymar, I'll be honest with you. He does have talent, no doubt about that, but I'm sorry, talent with these sort of players is negated when they're just absolute prats, and he's a horrible man. He's just a horrible player. I don't like watching him at all. So I thought that was quite ironic, wasn't it? Neymar telling Diaz to get up after he had actually fouled him. So there you go. 75 minutes, Navas saves a Foden header, not Jesus Navas this time, the goalkeeper Navas, and but PSG were rattled, weren't they? Rattled at that stage. 77 minutes, we had the red card. That just proves how rattled they were, and back to Phil for a description of this. Gayes, I don't know, Gueyes, anyway, I don't know how he pronounced his name. Horrible stamp on the side of Gundogan's planted right leg left the popular German writhing in agony. He was very lucky not to break his leg. It didn't look good for Gundo, but he was okay by the looks of it. The referee was just going to book him, but he was rightly sent off after a VAR review. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. I was listening to a foreign commentary, so I was missing some of the little all the little bits and pieces that you perhaps hear from a commentator, but the good stuff anyway. So I wasn't aware of that, but thanks for Phil anyway. So thanks Phil for all that anyway today. 84 minutes, Mahrez hits it just wide. 86 minutes, KDB booked, probably right. 87 minutes, a fantastic, great, mazy run, sort of Messi-esque, wasn't it, from Foden, but brings out a pretty good save by Navas as he tried to hit it with the outside of his boot into the corner, didn't he? But imagine if that had gone in. Unbelievable, but a great little run, and took about 5 players on, didn't it? KDB, and plus 4 minutes, KDB has last shot in anger, but it was deflected for a corner. So there you go, full time, quite happy. No real damage done by PSG after we went 2-1 up, to be honest with you. They sort of looked a bit down and beaten, to be honest with you. But what a turnaround, fully deserved. And as I said, at half time, we might need a little bit of luck. And I think both goals had elements of luck, of course they did, but I think we thoroughly deserved it. And you make your own luck, as you say, in this game. Ref watch, I don't know. I just don't know these referees. I mean, just reading back a couple of reviews and commentaries on the game, and you just sort of forget about the things that he missed where City players were fouled. He may have missed some stuff where a PSG player was fouled, but I wouldn't say that was very many times. But the amount of stuff he misses, you do think there's some sort of conspiracy. But it's strange because he does some things right, doesn't he? The refs seem to do something right just to take your mind off. It certainly took my mind off the things they don't do right. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to score him. I just don't think he's worth a rating. I mean, I'd only be a low score anyway, but I don't know, just a different ref perhaps. But it's funny, as I say, because I quite liked him at times, but other times I thought, what are you doing? I just get totally confused by the inconsistencies. So I'll leave him for now, the German guy. At least there you go. Well done, the Germans. Match stats, shots 10 for PSG, 11 for City. Obviously, the first half, it was sort of a bit more for PSG, wasn't it? Shots on target for PSG, 6 by City. Possession, 60% for City. That wasn't too bad overall, but again, it's mainly that second half performance, I think. Passes, 457 for PSG, 677 for City. Pass completion, very good by City. I did say it had to be in the 90s against PSG. It was 92%. PSG's was 86, which is about right for them, actually. That's not too many miles away from what they normally do. But yeah, that 92%, very welcome pass completion. Corners, 6 for PSG, 4 for City. Fouls, 9 by PSG, 15 by City. I don't believe that for 1 minute. I mean, it should have been the other way around, shouldn't it, really? Right, the player ratings. Mr. Bukowski's in charge. The evening news, I'll give you his description and his score, and then I'll give you my little score and just a couple of thoughts on a player if need be afterwards. And my starting score is 7. Yeah, good team performance. I'll give it a 7. I don't think anyone was particularly outstanding. There's 1 or 2 perhaps fell below, a little bit below that standard. I'm being a bit harsh today. I mean, we're getting to the crux of this now, aren't we? And it's just my views. It's my opinions. Let me know what you think anyway with your scores. Right, Ederson, solid performance overall, not helped by his defence, by the goal. Came out shakily once, but a few good saves, and his pace was alert to the PSG attack. So I give him a 7. can't disagree with that. I'm going to give Edison a 7. Absolutely, he was standard. There's one that's particularly in the second half where he came out a long way, and he was okay. He was comfortable with it. Walker was expected it would be needed against the pace of Mbappe and Neymar, and so it proved. But bailing Rodri out as early as the second minute got everything right. So he's given him a 9. That's quite high for Walker. But yeah, I'm going to say 8.5. I think the last 2 or 3 games, we know Walker's got mistakes in him. Of course he has, but quite again last night, professional, just what we needed. So I'll give him an 8.5, which is my highest score last night. Not everyone agrees with that, but he is mine. Stones showed why he was put back in the team at the expense of Laporte with some important interceptions and a cool head when the team were under the cosh. You give him a 7. I'll give him a 7 as well. I say perhaps could have been a little bit higher, but nice and steady from Stones. Diaz unflustered up against the best attacking performance City have come up against this season. His positioning was excellent. He brought a physical presence. So yeah, he's only given him a 7 though, Simon. I give Diaz a 7.5. I certainly think he was worth another half a point. I think he struggled, but most of the players struggled the first half, didn't they? But did really, really well in the second half. Cancelo, one of the best on the pitch at Wembley. Cancelo had a torrid evening. The ball sailed past him for the goal. He was booked after half an hour, and his second half ventures forward didn't pay off. So he's given him a 5. I think that's a bit harsh, but I am going to mark him down. I'm only going to give him a 6. I thought he made 1 or 2 stops that were okay, but his judgment, you say that split second earlier or later, and we could have been down to 10 men quite easily. I wasn't overly impressed with Cancelo last night. Rodri, an awful start, giving the ball away to our P.S.G counter, and the first half passed him by in a blur. Steadied himself in the second, so he's giving him a 6 as well. And I'm not going to give him 7. I'm going to give him a 6.5. I thought he did nothing the first half. I mean, some people have been praising him, I've noticed when I've been looking at vlogs and stuff, but I thought it was okay the second half, but I'm not going to give him the 7. I'm just going to knock out half a point off for Rodri. I wasn't overly impressed with the big galoot, to be honest with you. Gundogan was unable to stop the onslaught in the opening 45 minutes, but improved as he was pushed further forward to help City on the front foot. Yeah, he's given him a 7. I'll give him a 7 again. Much better second half as most of the players. De Bruyne, the best player in the world, make their presence felt on the biggest stage, and De Bruyne level for City here despite having struggled before. Yeah, he's given him an 8. Yeah, I would give it. I'm going to give him 7.5. I'm not going to go as mad as that. Not his greatest, but he kept going, and he's always a threat, isn't he? And that's what we need. And he is somewhere near back to a little bit of his form anyway, isn't he? Mahrez took the free kick away from De Bruyne and not disappoint, even if it did go through the wall. A big game player who delivered again. Yeah, a normal wall, it would have been blocked. So a bit of luck, we needed it. But yes, give him an 8, Simon. Yeah, I will give him an 8 for that goal, because at least he had the kahunas to step up and do it, didn't he? But a little bit in and out, but he never stopped, did he? So I'll give him an 8, which is probably my second highest score of the night. Anyway, Foden missed a big chance to score 1-0 down in the first half, although didn't hide after that and was involved usefully for the goal. So give him a 7. Yeah, he doesn't hide there, Phil. He'll keep going. He said that would have been a wonder goal, wouldn't it, in the second half? But yeah, he was quiet. He's not one of his best, but he didn't look out of place either. amongst this sort of. So, well, with the semi-finals of the Champions League now, we call it the football elite, can't we? Surely at this day, at this time. So I'll give him a 7. Simon give him a 7. Bernardo went from holding midfield to right wing at the flick of a switch, performing various roles for the team. His running paid off as the game went on, so I give him a 7. I've got to give Bernardo 7.5, even for that wonder attempt that just failed, almost gave us an equaliser in the first half. I've got to give him 7.5. My little Duracell Bernie, absolutely fantastic. And Zinchenko, yeah, for Cancelo 61 minutes, he did half an hour, didn't he, or so. Brought the composure that was needed to the role. He looked great, all right, he looked great. Don't forget, we're playing a 10-man PSG at that stage, so, sorry, for most of that stage. He didn't look as great when he first came on, but then he grew in confidence. So, and that's the thing with Zinchenko. He can do 2 or 3 dodgy things and then look fantastic. But, yeah, he was calm. I mean, Phil. Simon's given him a 7. I'll give him a 7.5 because I thought, compared to Cancelo, who replaced, I thought it was pretty good. Phil's rating, just as a matter of interest, he quite liked it last night. Phil, with these ratings, are quite high. Edison 8, Walker 8, Stones 8, Diaz 8, Cancelo 8, Zinchenko 7, Bernardo 8, Rodri 7. Gundogan 7, Mahrez 9, KDB 8, and Foden 8. And his man of the match was Mahrez. Yeah, I'm okay. As I say, it's all opinions, isn't it? He was up there, but he wasn't my man of the match. And my man of the match, as you probably see, yeah, perhaps a bit odd to what some people may have thought. I don't think it was everyone's choice, but I'll go for Kyle Walker, to be honest with you. I thought he did really well last night. I was quite happy with his professional performance. And quirky stats, here we go. Some good ones today. Opta Joe Mares has been directly involved in 20 goals in just 26 starts in the UEFA Champions League, 8 goals and 12 assists. KDB is the fourth different player to score in 3 consecutive UEFA Champions League matches against Paris Saint-Germain after Messi, Marcus Rashford and Neymar. Well, you know, almost good company. Well, one of those players is a goal anyway. City are the first English side to win 6 consecutive European Cup UEFA Champions League matches in a single season since Leeds United in the 69-70 campaign. That's a good one. Paris Saint-Germain attempted just one shot in the second half against City, the fewest they have had in a single half in a UEFA Champions League match since April 2016. Also against Manchester City. There you go, one in the first half. Tonight was the first time Mbappe completed 90 minutes in a Champions League match and failed to attempt a single shot. Oh, bless. Well, let's hope we carry on with the next one. In the history of the European Cup Champions League, there have been 47 instances before tonight of an English side winning the first leg of a two-legged knockout tie away from home. And on all 47 occasions, the English side has progressed. Yep. Stat City, Kevin De Bruyne has now scored 10 goals in the Champions League for City, becoming just the fourth player to reach double figures for the club in this competition. City have now seen 10 different players score a goal in Champions League this season. Only the 2016-17 season did the club have more unique goal scorers in this competition. City have now scored 300 goals in European competition in what is their 163rd non-domestic fixture. 1.83 goals per game, that's not too bad. KDB has now scored 50 goals under Pep Guardiola for Man City, becoming the fourth player to reach that tally. Some tweets from the players. Just have a quick look at these. Yeah, just lift that slightly. Another 90 next week. Come on, that's Fernandinho up there. Let me just get that right for you, so you got it back again. Sorry about that. It was over my picture. Ilkay Gundogan, huge away goals. Happy we've turned this game around. Come on, City. Pep commented after the game, this is reported by Manchester City Twitter, they're so incredibly dangerous from Mbappe and behind, but we found the goals and could have scored more. Just half of the job done. If we play shy and not who we are, anything can happen. But if we play who we are, maybe we have the chance to reach the final. Well said, Pep. Benjamin Mendy, Hamdulillah. There you go. Sergio Cunaguero, Gran Victoria todos juntos. So great victory altogether. Do you like that accent? And I thought it was quite impressive, don't you? I thought I'd do it spot on there. Conclusions. PSG, a team that looked for the first half as though they're potential European champions to me. But when City actually start playing with a little bit of confidence and not so nerves, they did look a little bit bog standard, didn't they? But I think they still have a belief. They're only 2-1 down. They've done very, very well away from home in this competition so far this season with wins at Barcelona and Bayern Munich. So I don't think they'll be daunted by it. I think they'll still have confidence, and it will take a good effort from City as well. But defensively, they do have problems, don't they? I mean, obviously, we did have a bit of luck, but again, we got our own luck because of perhaps poor defending generally, and that's just where we have to take advantage, as I say, and we do see that they lose a bit of composure, PSG, don't they? They do play with confidence when things are going all right, but obviously, perhaps a stronger ref. I mean, like I say, I think they got away with a lot. That's my personal opinion. A lot of people agree. I think they got away with more than we did. Obviously, Neymar is always going to frustrate me with his histrionics, etc., etc. But they do struggle a bit when things aren't going well. They don't. The team ethic is there when all's well and good. And City proved last night again that our ethic is there when things aren't perhaps going so well and good. We need perhaps a kick up the bum and a bit of a change, which obviously, if you can stay in a game till half time, then you've got a wonderful manager there who could perhaps give them that impetus and kick up the bum to change things. But PSG struggled, and they certainly struggled in that second. I think if it'd been the other way around, where we'd had the first half and they'd had the second half, but obviously it's how it went. I think it was good for us that we struggled the first and did okay in the second half, but we did make them look a little bit ordinary at times, but never doubt the abilities they got there. We know what abilities they've got, and they still have that moment of magic in some of the players. I thought Di Maria was superb that first half. As I said, most of the players were pretty rubbish the second half for PSG, but those balls he was putting in were a threat for City all the time. But they've got players that can win matches, so I don't think they'll be totally out of it and disappointed. I think they'll think they're still in with a chance for this. City, as I said, job half done. If we start with how we finished, it's hard, isn't it, for 90 minutes? You can't do it for 90 minutes. I think even the best teams in the world are going to switch off a little bit. But sadly, I mean, City's actually switched off for probably most of that first half. But we got away with it, didn't we? We were only 1-0 down, so it wasn't a total disaster. And it gave Pep the chance to actually change things. And certainly when Zinchenko came on after 60 minutes, I mean, that's the normal. Perhaps one day, perhaps Pep will bring someone on at half time one day to influence the game. But hey, we know he's not going to do that, don't we? But we certainly looked a lot better. And certainly when they went down to 10 men, it's a shame we couldn't get a third. I'm being greedy. It would have been nice to get a third. But yeah, I just like the way I think that's 2 games recently now where we've come back from being behind. So, and we've gone quite a lot of games where we weren't able to do that. I think on the stats, I'm not sure what the stats are. So that's a good sign to see. That's what we need playing as a team. I say not everyone was on it. Not everyone was absolutely perfect, but they still, as you say, we've got the players who. Sometimes if it's not going quite right, they keep going. Players like Foden and Bernard, all right, they do something wrong or something isn't, they just keep at it. And that's what we want. We've got players like that in the team now. And that was more or less, if you think about it, we've probably got, without Aguero and Sterling, I mean, these you think of that, but that's probably our best 12. Perhaps add Laporte to that. That's our guaranteed 13, isn't it? We can keep them fit now, get this league out of the way, keep them fit. Surely we've got a chance, whether it's Real Madrid or Chelsea. But we've got a second half to do, haven't we? We've got a second half of this to win yet, and it won't be easy. It'll be a tough game. But I think the mood we're in, let's see how we go at Crystal Palace. I think there'll be a few changes. The mood we're in, we should be able to finish this off next week. I'm quite happy, as I said, but there's a little bit of me thinking that PSG won't be totally devastated by that. With 10 men, they held on to 2-1. I think they can take the positives from that. But as I said, I think if we continue to play as a team, I think we are better than PSG psychologically, mentally, and skillfully wise. They do have the potential to hurt us, obviously, but as a team, I think we can go on, and obviously we have to be happy with a 2-1 win. Of course we do, but a lot of work still to do. So there you go. Thanks for joining me for that. Let me know what your opinions are anyway. As I say, it's all opinions, isn't it? We can't all agree on the same things, but I think we're all quite happy with that. As I said, we're being a little bit greedy asking for 3, aren't we? But perhaps if we had sort of turned the screw a little bit and gone for a third when they went down to 10 men, perhaps he could have nicked one back. We don't know, do we? It's just how it is. But I think Pep was happy with that, and I think the players were reasonably happy, although they didn't stop, did they? That's what I like about City. We didn't particularly go to the corner flag last night, did we, for the last 10 minutes, which we can do, can't we, in some games, but so I'm quite happy with that. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Of course, I'll be back with a preview of the Crystal Palace game. It'll be as that was the week that was. I'm not sure when that'll be coming out. It's so many vlogs at the moment. It's a matter of fitting these things in, so there will be a that was the week that was, of course, covering the game at Wembley at the weekend and this game last night. So please check out that, and please check out all my recent City past History Boys against PSG. There will be another History Boys coming out for the home leg as well of this thing. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that anyway. Thanks for joining me. Whatever you're going to do with this day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Till we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps have a flit across, have a look at my film and TV channel, have a break from football. Whatever it is, all I ever ask of you is please stay safe, Blues. I always say, come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.